Hello to all traders and welcome back to another market review brought to you by Orbex. So looking on indices today after they took a little bit of a pullback after their record runs, the S&P and the Nasdaq really seeing these record levels continue again and again. So there was always the worry that there was going to be a little bit of a pullback in the market. Same with the Dow as well, where it didn't really hit record levels, but it was about to, hitting a triple top in the process. We'll see the charts shortly. But we're just seeing now that earnings season is continuing. Companies and mega cap companies putting in the mileage. Basically, they're making sure that the indices are still floated higher, and also the stocks as well. But obviously with President Trump's comments about the next trade tariffs being imposed, that it does seem to have a little bit of a concern about the state of the US economy, and going forward if it's going to be a bit more weaker as well. So let's get straight into the charts on the S&P on the daily. As I said, just had a little bit of a pullback at the moment. We're just seeing price action attempt to start clawing prices a little bit higher, but from the early Asian session so far, we haven't really seen too much of something to really shout about. We're seeing that the RSI is flirting with the neutral zone at the moment, so we're just waiting for the next divergence to the upside or downside in that respect. Just want to quickly take you onto the Dow though, because that's more interesting at the moment, because as you can see here, pretty much a triple top. We've had a rejection just above the 45,100 level and again, but the last time we saw it was right back at the beginning of the year when the tariff wars did start kicking in. Since then, a massive dive lower before a continuation V-shaped recovery in the near term. And now prices are slightly starting to claw back. Let's just take a look on the 4-hour chart though, because this is what we're most importantly looking at, because after this massive sell-off that we saw from, as I said, the 45,000 area dropping down to the lower area of 43,000, almost 2,000 points being shedded off. Now we are above 44,000. So that gives us the impetus that the bulls have started to trade once more, and price action could start now going back into the higher area of 44,000. So we are expecting a nice choppy move to the upside, but obviously we'll have to wait and see. There's no divergences or no big shocks on the from President Donald Trump. Basically, not too much data from the US. We've got ISM data coming in later today, but not too many big movers in fundamentals. It'll all be about President Trump and his next approach to this tariff agenda that he has. Let's just take a look on the S&P though on the 4-hour chart, because as I said, we had record high after record high, as you can see here, but then obviously a gap lower, which is a little bit concerning when there are gaps, because it could be a runaway gap lower. But at the moment, as you can see, it's covered the previous gap and now just kind of consolidating, so just waiting for the next signal. The difference with this is the RSI actually hit the oversold region, so now we're just waiting to see if that's going to have a bit more of a collapse on price action. Well, as I said, we'll wait and see and bring you all the latest in the fundamentals and technicals as they come. So just if you are trading stocks, look out for the big earnings season movers. We've got McDonald's coming up. We've got a few other companies about to release their earnings, and we'll see if that has any big effect on the indices as well, and where we're going to go next. So thank you very much for joining me, and until next time, bye for now.